Welcome to 10 Minutes With. It's a podcast for people who want to listen to podcasts but don't have all day. I'm Terese Main, and I'm a notorious fast talker. So get ready for a quick chat with someone you might be interested in learning more about in 10 minutes or maybe even less. And today we've got Chad Butler by phone. He's the drummer for Switchfoot. Now, Chad has been with the band for as long as they've been around. In fact, he started it with John and Tim Foreman back in 1996, which is, well, a while ago. You've probably heard they're from California and they really dig surfing. Did you know that the band's name comes from a surfing term for when you change your stance to face the other direction? They say it represents their take on life and music, kind of looking at things differently. It reminds me of the change we have to make when we turn from our ways and decide to follow Jesus. And maybe you hear a little bit of that in Switchfoot's music too. They're going to be in concert at Roberts Wesleyan College on Friday, October 18th. Tickets are available at kingdombound.org. So what do you say we get started? Hey, Chad.
Yeah, hi. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
For someone who's never seen Switchfoot, which I'm not exactly sure who that person would even be, but what are 3 words that you would describe the band with?
Wow, that's a good question. I'd say it's honest rock and roll. You know, we've been traveling on this tour and realizing this is very different than most tours that we've done in the past. This is not your typical, rock concert. It's a very different experience.
Yeah, because you guys are doing like 2 sets. The first one's kind of acoustic and a lot of storytelling and maybe some songs that people haven't heard on the radio or normally at a show. And then you take a break and then you just come out and do like a straight out Switchfoot show. Yeah.
Similar to that. And also I just realized there's so much the theatrics and the conversations that happen in between that it's just a wild night for us. We're having a blast. It's very different than anything we've done before.
So some of the conversation, I would guess, just because you've got this group of people who've been together for a while, like things come out that you might not expect, and that's not predictable from night to night.
Yeah, we're taking requests from the audience. We're dialoguing with people in the crowd, and it's just been hilarious.
Has there been like a surprising request? Like, are people asking for like Baby Shark or anything?
There's a lot. There's a lot of wild, funny moments, but mostly I think we're there to dig into the last 11 albums. You know, for a band to be together after 11 records is rare these days, and we don't take it for granted. We're really thankful for this journey our band's been on and all the songs that we're looking back at in this concert, in this tour.
And you have been there the whole time, of course, drumming. Can you tell me something that people assume about drummers that isn't true?
Okay. Wow. I always think of Animal on the Muppets, the character.
Right.
And, I don't know if that's exactly a perfect caricature of drummers, but it is pretty close. I think, that there's something to be said for, getting to hit things every night for a living. And I just laugh that this is my career, that this is what I get to do every day. I guess I have a lot of nervous energy, and drumming keeps me sane.
Now, you're originally from the Netherlands. Is there something from there that you wish was easier to find in the U.S.? And I know it's probably not as hard as it was like before Amazon, but I mean, is there something that you're like, oh man, I wish we had this?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, it used to be things like, those little Baby Bell cheeses in the red foil wrapper, but now I think you can get them at Costco. So
yeah, for sure. You can get like 50 of them for $8.
Yeah, I was born over there, and we just actually got back. We were touring in Europe this summer with Bon Jovi, and did get a chance to visit my homeland, and we played in Amsterdam again. It was wonderful.
That's cool. What was something that you were kind of like, okay, guys, you got to see this?
Oh, I just always rent a bicycle and go up and down the canals. It's one of the best cities in the world. Amsterdam's an incredible place, and I was born actually on the water there in a boat, so maybe it's in my blood, just being near the water. That's actually what I'm doing right now, riding my bike along a canal here in Wisconsin.
So literally while we're talking, you're riding a bike. I would be dying. This would be, it would be me like feeling like, okay, Chad, so tell me some more about the show. I mean, when you get to a new city, is it like one of your big goals to figure out like, how can I get in a bike ride, a workout? How do you, stay on track with your life?
Yeah, well, I would say every morning I open up the map on my phone and look for water. And I've got a bike on tour and just go wherever the closest lake, river. If we're near the ocean, that's the best. But, we're from San Diego. So, the band grew up surfing together and being near the ocean. And I guess for me, it just reminds me of home to see water.
So do you guys travel now flying, or are you on a tour bus? How are you getting around for the fantastic traveling music show?
Actually, it's a hot air balloon. And that's no joke. We do have one on stage. So,
but you're not actually getting places on the hot air balloon.
Well, night to night, we're actually on a tour bus. Yeah, but the stage for this tour is so wild. We've got a ship on stage, a giant boat, and a hot air balloon, and it's over the top.
But as you go from place to place on a tour bus, what's the weirdest thing that's happened? I mean, in 11 years, there's got to be some crazy stories of what's happened to Switchfoot.
Oh, sure. I mean, these things that we rely on to get around, they break down. And, multiple times we've had tour buses, have engine problems and we're stuck on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere in the middle of the night. We've had a bus catch on fire before, these things that you look at and you go, well, okay, well, those things are unpredictable and we can all relate. We've all had car trouble or, missed the bus or the plane or whatever. And that's where the adventures start, it's when things go wrong. And I think maybe that's what's bonded us together as the brotherhood is just all these situations that you have to kind of rise above it and respond to the shipwreck.
Can you tell me a moment where you have just undeniably gone, okay, God put that together. There's no other explanation. Oh,
absolutely. I mean, there's been so many miraculous moments when I thought, wow, we're not going to make it to the show. We're not going to make it to the next city, and things come together. I usually look at the people who help us along the way as, man, that's a gift. Whether it's a guy on the side of the road that pulls over to help fix our bus, or a flight attendant that holds the door open so we can make it on the next flight. And those are the people that you go, wow, that's a total godsend. That's an amazing miracle right there.
So you have 3 kids at home now, right? 2 boys and then a girl?
I do.
What's it like for your daughter having 2 big brothers? Is it like her own security entourage?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, having 2 big brothers, she's got a SWAT team around her. They're definitely protective.
If you had 400 pounds of tomatoes, what is the most interesting thing you could think of to do with them?
Wow, I just think about how many bottles of ketchup that would be. You've got to squash them first, but yeah, I like French fries.
So it would be just French fries? That's all you would put ketchup on?
No, ketchup's good on everything.
Are you a ketchup on eggs kind of person?
Sometimes. I'm more of a hot sauce guy. Salsa.
Right.
Spicy. There's tomatoes and salsa. I made my own salsa too at home.
Well, salsa, has tomatoes, but does sriracha though? Now I have to wonder. Now I'm dying to know if it's just peppers and vinegar.
Oh, if there's tomatoes and sriracha, I guess it's red. It's probably mostly peppers.
I feel like your ketchup plan is a solid one for those 400 pounds of tomatoes. I know people are going to have a blast with you, whether they come by bike or submarine or ship or hot air balloon. Friday, October 18th, your show is happening at the Athletic Center at Roberts Wesleyan College. 2 sets. The first one's kind of acoustic, a lot of storytelling and some deeper cuts. And then the second act is more of the classic Switchfoot show. Tickets go from $22 to $52. For $52, you actually get to share a bottle of ketchup with Chad. Probably not.
That's right.
But you do get an awesome experience for that kind of money. And you can get out all the ticket details and information at kingdombound.org. Chad, thanks so much for taking us on your bike ride today.
Oh, you bet. Thanks, Terese. Have a great day.